Okay, let's dive right in. Look, we all know how to spin up services in the cloud. That's the easy part. But the real challenge, especially for architects, isn't just using GCP, it's building a system you can actually prove is compliant. From day one, from the ground up. And that's exactly what we're going to map out today, the GCP Fortress Blueprint.
So let me ask you this, and be honest. If an auditor walked up to you right now and said, "Show me your controls," could you do it with 100% confidence? The goal of this whole explainer is to make sure your answer to that question is a rock-solid, unqualified yes.
So here's our game plan. This is our Fortress Blueprint. We're going to start with the problem, the why, and then we'll build our compliant architecture, piece by piece. We'll lay the foundation, build the walls, secure the goods inside, and even guard the gates. And we'll wrap it all up with a checklist you can literally use tomorrow.
Okay, first up, the challenge. Let's face it, most cloud environments don't start out neat and tidy. They grow into this unruly kingdom. You've got resources everywhere, policies that are just a mess of patches, and that constant low-level dread of a looming audit. It's all just so reactive.
And this right here, this is the big shift in thinking we need to make. On the left, that's the default setup. It's chaos. You're constantly fixing things after the fact, your logs are all over the place, and access is way too permissive. We want to move to the world on the right, a world of proactive guardrails and automated checks, where compliance isn't an afterthought. It's just the way things are. It's about building provable control right into the system.
So, how do we get there? Well, every fortress needs an unshakable foundation. And for us, in the world of GCP, that foundation is all about one thing: centralized, top-down control over your entire organization. And we build that foundation with two key things: IAM and organization policies. You can think of these as the fundamental laws of your cloud kingdom. IAM is all about who can do what, but organization policies, they're about what is even possible in the first place. You know, things like completely banning the creation of public IPs on certain projects.
So why is this so important for an audit? Because now you can show, not just tell. You can prove you're enforcing the principle of least privilege. You can show the auditor the exact policy that prevents a risky configuration from ever being created. All of a sudden, that auto conversation goes from a stressful scramble to a simple, calm demonstration of control.
All right, foundation's poured. It's solid. Now it's time to build the walls. We need a secure perimeter, a digital moat, if you will, that protects our valuable services from threats, whether they come from the outside or sometimes even the inside. And in GCP, that castle wall is called VPC Service Controls. This is a game changer. It lets you draw a virtual line around your most sensitive projects and services. You can literally say, this BigQuery dataset with all my financial data, it can only be accessed by this specific application, and there is no way, under any circumstances, it can be copied to a public bucket.
For an auditor, this is just golden. You're not talking about firewall rules anymore. You are providing a technical guarantee against data exfiltration. You can prove that even if a developer's laptop gets compromised, that sensitive data is not leaving your perimeter. It's a powerful, provable, and auditable boundary.
So the walls are up, they're strong. Now let's talk about what we're protecting inside, the crown jewels. We're talking about sensitive customer info, transaction data, the stuff that all those compliance frameworks are really, truly about.
And here's the thing about protecting data. There's no single silver bullet. It's all about defense in depth. You need layers, you need to log every action taken against it, you need to encrypt it so it's useless to anyone else, and you need to be able to recover it if something goes wrong.
Let's break down this data protection triad. Centralized logging, that's your immutable evidence trail. Think of it as the security camera that sees everything. End-to-end encryption, especially with keys you control in KMS, well, that's the vault itself. And finally, backup and DR, that's your insurance policy. It's how you prove to auditors you can maintain data integrity and availability, which, let's be honest, is completely non-negotiable.
Okay, our fortress is looking pretty good. It's secure, but it can't be static. We have to be able to make changes, to deploy new code, so we need a secure, controlled way to do that. We need to guard the gates. And that gate is our secure CI/CD pipeline.
See, a secure CI/CD pipeline totally flips the script on compliance. Instead of being a manual headache that slows everyone down, it becomes this automated, repeatable process. You embed your security and policy checks right into the pipeline so your teams can actually move faster because they're moving safer.
And you could see how this flow works. Every single step has a check. A developer commits code. Boom, it's automatically scanned. It gets built in a locked-down, trusted environment. And then, this is the magic part. Before it can be deployed, it's validated against those same organization policies we set up at the very beginning. If a change violates a rule, it's blocked, automatically. It's compliance as code in action.
So we've built our fortress, from the foundation to the guarded gates. Now, let's boil it all down into something super practical, something you can bring to your next design review. This is your royal decree for compliant architecture. Nah, seriously, get ready to hit pause or grab a screenshot of this next slide. This is the checklist. This is the list of questions you should be asking for any workload that has to meet a compliance standard. This table right here is your cheat sheet. It directly connects each part of our fortress to the key question an auditor is going to ask, and it gives you the exact GCP service or pattern that provides the answer. Can sensitive data leave your network? Nope. VPC service controls prevents that. Are your production changes audited? Yep, our secure pipeline ensures it. This is how you prove your design is compliant from the get-go.
And with that, we're at the end. Look, building a compliant fortress is a massive accomplishment. But a great architect's job is never truly done, right? So the next question you have to ask is it also resilient? Can it survive a major failure? Because the ultimate goal isn't just to be secure, it's to be secure and available. But hey, that's a topic for another day.